Welcome, welcome, welcome. I'm Anne Marie, and this is Beginner Yoga, and I'm so glad to see everyone here today. We are going to start just in a comfortable seated pose. If we had our props handy, I would definitely offer you something to sit on, to lift your hips a little bit. If crossing your legs isn't comfortable and you want to kind of spread it out a little bit, or if you need to wiggle around, that's okay too. Just be comfortable. We'll just be here for a few minutes as we start to check in with the breath. And tonight's class is going to be a lot about the breath. That's something that's near and dear to my heart, and one of the reasons that I come to yoga, one of the biggest benefits that I believe yoga brings to you. So before we start to do any kind of controlling of the breath, just starting to close the eyes and settle in, settle down, and land here on your mat. Right, you're here, whatever happened to you before this, whatever hurdles you had to jump through to get here, you made it, and here. So be here. And just start to notice how the breath is feeling coming in through the nose and out through the nose. And then know that this conscious breathing, just thinking about the breath, has such a powerful effect on the body. It so helps to lower stress, reduce anxiety. As you bring in that fresh oxygen with each inhale and expel from the outside of each exhale. And focusing on the breath also helps us stay present in the moment. We spend a lot of time worrying about the past, worrying about the future, neither of which can we control or change. Both of which cause stress and anxiety. So using the breath to stay present in the moment. And so what I'd like to do is just this little meditation practice before we get started moving around. And that is just for 1 minute, I just want you to practice counting your breaths. So we're not controlling them yet in any way, just counting them for 1 minute. So inhale, exhale 1, inhale, exhale 2, and so on. During this 1 minute time, if you notice that your mind starts to travel outside the room or back to the past or into the future, you have to start all over again with 0 with your counting, right? Thank you all. So just for 1 minute, see what happens. Ready, set, count. So if you found that to be challenging, it's a great little practice to do that way. Just take a minute and see if you can focus on just counting your breath. And if you found that to be easy, you maybe extend the time, try it for 2 minutes, 3 minutes sometimes. Great way to train yourself to practice. So from here, I really encourage you to start to get some control of the breath by finding a count that you can use to match the length of the inhalation and the length of the exhalation, for example. Perhaps it's an inhale, 2, 3, 4, exhale, 2, 3, 4. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, exhale, 2, 3, 4. So for the next few moments, I'd invite you to connect to that counted even breath. And maybe it's a 5, maybe it's counted 6. Take a moment. Find what works here. And as one of my favorite yoga teachers described it, notice how the inhalation needs the exhalation, and the exhalation needs the inhalation. And then throughout the class today, continue with that even breath. Go ahead and shift yourself around and lie down flat on your back. So get yourself situated so you have room to lie down flat there. And once you get there, I want you to extend your arms out wide, let your feet open out towards the edges of the mat. Make yourself into a huge star shape, and get comfortable there. Take up some space. Feel that nice even breath coming in and out. If your lower back isn't loving being flat on the floor, you could always bend your knees. Keep the feet out wide towards the outer edges of the mat, and then let the knees fall in towards each other to give a little release to the lower back. So again, even breaths here. With your next inhale, draw your hands towards each other overhead, draw your feet towards each other overhead. Get nice and long with your inhale. And then walk both feet over to the bottom right corner of your mat. Walk both hands over, arms over towards the top right corner of your mat. So you're coming into this banana shape, right? Banana asana here. If it's available, you could let your left ankle cross over your right. If that's a little too strenuous, just let both heels rest on the floor. Stretch into the opening of the left side body just enough till it's a little bit of a stretch and a little bit of a strain there, and then breathe into that open left side. Even breaths. And then with your next inhale, come back through center. Pause with your arms open out wide and your feet open, back in your starfish shape. Just pausing there after having stretched one side open. With your next inhale, reach your hands to touch overhead, bring your feet together, get nice and long. And then walk the feet over towards the lower left corner. Walk the hands and arms over towards the upper left corner. So now we're stretching into the into the right side body. Nice. You can cross that right ankle over the left if that's available. Breathe. And then with your next inhale, right through center, one more pause in your starfish shape. Take up some space here. And then with your next inhale, bring your knees in towards your chest, wrap your arms around your legs, give yourself a little squeeze here. We're going to start to rock back and forth. So get a little momentum. You can put the hands behind the quads, get a little rock and roll going on here, and then roll yourself right back up to that seated position. But this time we're going to extend the legs out long. Right, so feeling the sits bones reaching down, letting the legs be nice and long and active. So the quads are engaged, the toes are reaching back towards the body, spine is nice and long. You're in this L shape here. Inhale, reaching both arms up overhead, and then exhale, fold forward. Pause here in this seated forward fold. If the backs of the legs are tight, your hamstrings are tight this evening, you could walk your heels in towards the body a little bit, bending the knees just slightly. Take a little bit of release into the back quads there. See what works for you and breathe. Nice and even breaths. Beautiful. For 3, 2, 1. Bring the hands to the shins as you inhale and lift the body upright. Good. Swing the legs around and come to a tabletop. So for your tabletop, you want to make sure you have a nice foundation here with the wrists under the shoulders, the knees under the hips. Maybe even take a peek back between your knees and see if you can make your feet disappear so everything's nice and aligned here. When you inhale, lower the belly, lift the hips, lift the head, come into your cow shape. When you exhale, start to curl the back, arching up towards the sky, lowering the chin towards the chest for cow, for cat. Inhale, lower the belly, lift the head, cow. Exhale, lowers the head, arching the back for cat. So taking a few rounds here into your cat-cow with your nice even breaths. Beautiful. Breathing here. And then the next time you come through center, just pause there with a neutral spine. We're going to come into a child's pose just for a moment. So bring the hips back towards the heels and keeping the fingers extended out long. You can rest the forehead on the floor if that's available. If we had blocks, of course, I would offer you a block here. You can always open the knees out wide if you like. That creates a nice space for you to nestle your body down into in your child's pose, and just breathe here, breathing into the back body with those nice even breaths. And then the next time you inhale, come all the way back up through your all fours shape. We're going to lower all the way down to the belly. So start to bend the elbows and just lower yourself right on down to your belly. Keep your hands underneath your shoulders here, kind of lined up underneath your shoulders. Yep. And then we're going to take a little baby cobra. So just a little arch into the back here. Trying not to hold the glutes and trying not to put too much weight into the fingertips. So maybe you could even lift your palms up off the back, off the mat. And breathe here for 3, 2, 1. Lower your forehead. Push into your palms and bend your knees. Bring your hips right back to your heels and right back to your child's pose. Same thing, one more time. Inhale brings you right up through all fours, and then just lower the belly all the way down. Keeping the palms underneath the shoulders. Here we go with our little baby cobra. Little back bend here, but really making the back do the work. And breathe for 3, 2, 1. Lower the forehead, push into the palms, bend the knees, curl the toes, bring your hips back towards your heels, and this time we're going to lift up into downward facing dog. That was a lot. You got it. Good. So in your downward dog, let's be here for a moment. Go ahead and bend one knee as the opposite heel lengthens toward the floor. Then bend the opposite knee, walk out the other side. Couple times back and forth, walking your dog, keeping your heels reaching towards the floor and your hips reaching towards the sky. And then when you're ready, get still, pause here. Beautiful, and breathe for 3, 2, and 1. Lower your knees, bring your hips right back to your heels, back to your child's pose, pausing here. We're going to kind of put all this together into a little flow. So let's see if we can do it. Inhale, come up to all fours. Exhale, lower down to your belly. Inhale, lift up into a baby cobra. Exhale, lower and push back to downward facing dog. You can come through your child's pose here. And then pause. Beautiful. With an inhale, lower your knees. Bring it right back down to child's pose. Let's go again. One more time, just like that. Inhale, come up to all fours. Exhale, lower down to your belly. Inhale, bring it up to a baby cobra. Exhale, lower, curl your toes. We're coming all the way back to our downward facing dog. Pause here. Next inhale lowers the heels. Sorry, lowers the knees and then lowers the hips towards the heels. It's this camera. It makes it really hard to talk when this camera's on. Here we are in our child's pose. All right, inhale, come right on up to your all fours. And I usually say this at the beginning. You can come to your child's pose anytime you like, of course. All right, so here we are in our all fours. I want you to look forward between the two thumbs and bring your right foot up. So we're in this little low lunge here. So let's pause in the low lunge for just a minute. You might come up on your fingertips. Think about your hips sinking heavily towards the floor. But we're not going to be here long because we're going to lift up. So you can use your quad here to lift yourself upright. Think about both of your legs being in a right angle, right? So that's sort of your foundation here. And then we're going to inhale, reach both arms up overhead, palms facing each other. So get steady here, start engaging to the core. Drop the right hand and lean towards the right, extending the left arm up overhead. Then inhale, both arms are going to come up overhead, and we're going to the opposite side. Left arm comes down, extend the right arm overhead. And now let's connect with some breath here. So inhale, reach up. Exhale to the right. Inhale, lift. Exhale, left. Let's do one more time each side. Inhale, lift. Exhale, right. Inhale, lift. Exhale, left. And then come right back through center. Go ahead and let the palms come down beside the foot. Bring the hips back again towards the heels, kind of like we were coming into that child's pose. We're going to let those front toes lift up a little stretch, another little stretch into the quad here on this side. For 3, 2, and 1. Go ahead and come right back to your low lunge. Keep your right hand on the floor right beside your foot. So hand and foot are lined up right beside each other. We're going to twist this time. So the left fingertips are going to come on up to the sky. Yeah. Beautiful. And breathe. Maybe even starting to turn the head to peek up at the fingers if that's okay. Your neck's okay with that. And breathe for 3, 2, and 1. Lower the palm. Bring your knee right back to its starting point. So here we are back in our all fours. We're going to do the same thing on the other side. So this time the right leg, or whichever one you didn't just do, is going to come forward. Pause right here in this low lunge. Let the hips sink heavily towards the floor for just a moment. And then we're going to come upright. If you need to adjust by bringing your front foot closer, that's okay. Get nice and steady here with 2 right angles in your legs, and then inhale, both arms reach up overhead. Exhale, lower the left, lean towards the left. Inhale, both arms up. Exhale to the right. Inhale up. Exhale left. Nice, ladies. Inhale up. Exhale right. One more time, in each side. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, lift. Plant both hands on either side of that foot. Bring the hips back towards the heels and heel, and let the right foot toes reach up towards the sky. Here we go, stretching into that quad. Breathing here. And then come forward, plant the left hand right beside the right foot. We're going to twist open to the right this time. So right fingertips are reaching up towards the sky, and gaze may follow up. Breathing here. For 3, 2, and 1. Lower the hand, step that foot back, and come right back to rest in your child's pose. Remember, you can open your knees out wide if you like a little more space in your child's pose. And breathe here. Check in with that nice even breathing, staying present in the room. Lovely. And then when you're ready, roll it right back up to your all fours. Curl your toes. Lift your hips, come back into your downward facing dog. Walk your hands all the way back to the back of the mat, towards your feet, and here you are in a forward fold. So right now your heels are kind of aligned underneath your hips, and we want to be in our forward fold for a few breaths here. So think about your head hanging down towards the floor with the crown of the head reaching down. Your gaze might be back at the wall behind you. Pull your belly button in. Hold on to your ankles, your calves, your elbows. Many options here. But breathe. We still want to maintain that even breath, even when we're in this folded over shape. Bend your knees a lot, and then slowly roll up to a standing position. Take your time about getting there. And then when you do, we're going to be in Tadasana. Yeah, here at the back of your mat. Beautiful. So standing in your Tadasana, not too close. Maybe close your eyes and just notice the natural sway of your body as you stand. Palms might be facing out away from the body. Shoulders are down and back. The chin is level with the floor. Beautiful, strong mountain pose. You'll take a nice deep breath in. We're just going to let the right ear fall towards the right shoulder. Just let the weight of the head stretch into the side, the left side of the neck. With the next inhale, gently lifting the head right up through center. Exhale, let the left ear fall towards the left shoulder. Breathe. Inhale, deeply lift. This time with your exhale, just turn your head to look over your right shoulder. And breathe here. Inhale, slowly back to center. And exhale, over to the left. Pause here. Inhale, through center. And let's start a little flow here. So, we're back here. You guys are at the back of the mat. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, dive forward. So you can bend your knees as much as you need to bend them, because we're going to walk the hands right all the way back up to the top of the mat, a little crawling back to the top, back to downward facing dog. So let's pause and be in the downward dog here. Get set up. Good, nice foundation, lovely. Pressing into the palms. Inhale, come up onto the balls of the feet, lift the heels high into the sky. Exhale, lower them down. Two more. Inhale, lift the heels. Exhale, lower. One more time, just like that. Lift the heels. And exhale, lower. Good. Look forward. See the two thumbs and walk your feet. This time we're going up to the top of the mat. Walk your feet all the way up. Here we are back in our forward fold at the top of the mat. Pause here. Let the head be heavy. Beautiful. I can hear some beautiful breaths out there. Bring your hands to your chins and come up halfway with a flat back. Pause here for just a moment. Let your back be flat, but let it be long. Feel the hips reaching in one direction and the crown of the head reaching in the other. Really pressing the palms into the shins here to elongate the spine. Inhale. Exhale, fold. This time we're going to do a reverse dive up, so bend your knees. We're going to push down and reach up, come all the way up as you reach the arms up overhead, and then return those hands to Tadasana. Beautiful. Let's do a little flow here. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, dive forward. Bring your hands to your shins. Inhale and come up halfway, flat back. Exhale, lower. Bend the knees, push down, fly all the way up. Exhale, hands to the Tadasana. Beautiful. Let's do that same flow 2 more times. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, dive. Inhale, come up halfway, flat back. Exhale, lower. Inhale, reverse dive all the way up. Exhale, hands down to Tadasana. One more time, just like that. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, dive forward. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, lower. Inhale, dive all the way up. Exhale, hands to Tadasana. Pause here in Tadasana. Maybe close the eyes. See how this Tadasana feels compared to the last one. Check in with your breath. Take a little modified sun salutation. So same thing, starting from your Tadasana up here at the top of the mat. Inhale, reach all the way up. Exhale, dive forward. Inhale, come up halfway. Exhale, lower. We're going to bend the knees a lot. This time, plant the hands and step the left foot far back. So a little while ago, we were in a low lunge. Now we're going to be in a high lunge. So the back toes are curled. If that's, yep, good. And the left knee is lifted. We're going to come on upright. Reaching those arms up overhead. Good. If this is not your thing and you need to come down to your knee, you can always have that option. Here we are in our high lunge. Breathe. We're going to do a little twist here. So take a nice deep breath in. With your exhale, we're going to twist towards the right and arms come down to the T. Inhale, brings it up through center. Go left. Nice. Inhale, center. Exhale, right. Your knee can always come down in the back if you like. Inhale through center. Exhale, left. Beautiful, ladies. One more time each side. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Come through center. Exhale, hands come down. We're going to step back to downward facing dog. So pressing the palms in, bringing that foot back to meet the back. Good. Downward facing dog. Nice. Lower your knees. We did this before, so it's coming back again. Lower your chest all the way down to the floor. Lift your chest and shine your heart through for that baby cobra. Then lower your head, push into your palms, bend your knees, curl your toes. We're coming all the way back to downward facing dog. So notice you can pass through child's pose here on your way to downward dog. That's a really great way to get there. Good. Look forward. See the top of the mat. See your two thumbs. Tiptoe your feet all the way up. Forward fold. Inhale, come up halfway with a flat back. Exhale, lower. We're going to fly up this time. Bend the knees, reach it up. Inhale. Exhale, arms alongside the body. Tadasana. Pause here. Then we'll do that same thing, but with the other leg first this time. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, dive forward. Inhale, hands to the shins, come up halfway. Exhale, lower. Bend the knees a lot, plant the palms a lot, step the right foot far back. And then when you're ready, climb on up into your high lunge. Good. Check your alignment here. You want to make sure this knee stays in line over this ankle. So it's kind of a right angle here. Protect those joints. And then when you're ready, lift those arms up overhead. If you like, this knee can always come down in the back. A little more support. Otherwise, take a nice deep breath in. We're going to the left first. Twist to the left. Extend the arms out to the T. Beautiful. Inhale, come through center. Exhale, right. Inhale, center. Exhale, left. We're building a lot of strength here. Good. Inhale through center. Exhale, right. And plus these twists are also beneficial to our organs. Wringing them out. Exhale, left. Inhale, center. Exhale, right. Inhale, center. Hands are going to come down. Front foot is going to go back. Downward facing dog. Let's just pause right here. Good. Lower the knees. Lower the chest all the way down to your belly. Inhale, come up to your baby cobra. And then exhale, lower. Curl the toes, bend the knees. You can bring your hips back to your heels first, and then push yourself right on up to your downward facing dog. Nice work, ladies. Look forward and walk your feet all the way up to the top of the mat. Inhale, come up halfway. Exhale, lower. Inhale, reach all the way up. Exhale, arms right alongside your body. Tadasana. Nice. We're going to do that same flow one more time. You're going to know what to expect now. All right, you're doing great. Beautiful. All right, here we go. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, drive forward. Inhale, come up halfway. Exhale, lower. Bend your knees, plant your palms, left foot far back. Left knee lifted or left knee lowered. We're coming up to our high lunge. Good, we're just going to change the arms a little bit. So instead of twisting this time, take a deep breath in, bend the elbows and pull them back and down as your chest shines up towards the sky. Cactus arms. Inhale, reach up. 2 more times. Pull it down. Exhale. Inhale, reach it up. 1 more. Pull it down. Breathe out. Inhale, reach up. Nice. Hands come down. Front foot goes back. Downward facing dog. Look forward. Walk your feet all the way up to the top. Oh, wait. No, don't. Sorry. Can I go back and erase that? Stay in your downward facing dog. Lower your knees. We forgot this part. Lower your belly. Inhale, lift up into your baby cobra. Then exhale, lower, curl your toes, bend your knees, bring your hips back, and then lift right back up into your downward facing dog. Now we're ready to look forward and travel the feet to the top of the mat. This is live TV, folks. Inhale, come up halfway. Exhale, lower. Inhale, reverse dive all the way up. Exhale, hands to Tadasana. Pause there just for a breath or two. Still checking in with the breath, keeping it nice and even. One more time on the other side. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, dive. Inhale, bring it up halfway. Exhale, lower. Bend the knees. The right leg comes far back. Good. That knee stays up or lowers down. Inhale. Bring it all the way up. Reach up. Take another nice deep breath in here. This time as you exhale, bend the elbows. Maybe slight back bend as the heart shines forward, upward towards the sky. Inhale. Reach up. Exhale. Pull it down. 1 more. Inhale. Reach it up. Exhale. Lower. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, bring the hands down, step back, downward facing dog. Good. Lower your knees. Bend your elbows and lower your belly. And then inhale, up for your baby cobra. Exhale, lower, curl the toes, bend the knees. You can bring those hips all the way back as you come back through your downward dog. Then when you're ready, look forward and walk your feet all the way up to the top of the mat. Inhale, come up halfway. Exhale, lower. Inhale, bend the knees and dive back. There we are, back into Tadasana. Take a moment. Staying with your breath, staying present in the room. So I want you to start to put the weight into your right leg and just start to lift your left foot off the floor. It doesn't matter really how high up it comes. A little balance here, right? So as you get into a little balance, a little core. We're just going to take a giant step back with the left foot. and open into a warrior two. So for your foundation here, you want to align the front heel with the arch of the back foot, and then there's a big bend in this front knee. Again, keeping the alignment with the knee over the ankle here. The shoulders stay in line over the hips in warrior two, and then the arms extend out in two directions. So not really leaning forward here, but reaching in two directions with those nice strong warrior arms. Beautiful, gazing over the front fingertips. Good, and we're breathing. Flip the front palm up, and then we're going to do, this is reverse warrior or peaceful warrior. So just reach that right arm above the head. So we're kind of going to do this a little bit at the side, bends. Here we are in a peaceful warrior. The back hand can rest on the quad, on the leg, wherever it lands. And then windmill it right back out to your warrior two. Good, so with breath, connecting with breath here. Inhale, peaceful warrior. Exhale, warrior two. Two more. Inhale, peaceful. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, reach it back. Exhale, warrior two. Good. Just turn your feet. So now all the toes are facing the long edge of the mat. Yep, beautiful. Arms out to the T, or you're going to reach them up overhead. And we're just going to fold forward here. So we're coming into this wide angle forward fold. And let's see where your hands can go. Hey, ankles, shins, down to the floor if that's okay. But again, let the top of your head hang heavily towards the floor. Keep a slight bend in your knees. You can play around with the distance between your feet here if you need to, right? Move them closer together or spread them out a little more. Yeah, beautiful. Sway side to side. Maybe the hips wiggle a little. And breathe for 3, 2, and 1. Bend the knees slightly, and then roll yourself right back up to stand. So we're going to take our warrior two to the opposite direction. So the left foot will point towards the short edge of the mat. Check your alignment, front heel, back arch, and then we'll bend it into the front knee. So you're going the opposite way. Yeah, good. So big bend in this front knee, back leg stays straight, and then we're reaching arms out two directions. Gazing over those front left fingertips, nice strong warrior arms, beautiful, and breathe. Here we go, let's inhale and lean it back for peaceful warrior. Yeah, then come towards me. There you go. Exhale, warrior two. Good. Inhale, reach it up. Exhale, warrior two. One more time. Inhale, reach it up. Very good. Exhale, warrior two. Nice. One more time. All toes face the long edge of the mat. Good. One more wide leg forward fold here. Bend your knees and roll yourself right back up to standing. Good. And then we're just going to heel toe, heel toe, heel toe, heel toe. There we go. Good. So here you are in the center of your mat. If you guys want to turn to face this way, you can. We're going to work on tree pose. We don't have any props, so we can use the wall. If you like to be a little closer to the wall for support in your balancing pose. So to begin, let's start by putting the weight to the right leg. And we'll start by lifting the left heel, kind of setting it up a little kickstand here. I like to start with my hands on my hips when I'm starting a balancing pose. For some reason, it feels a little sturdier. And this is a tree pose right here. Right? So maybe this is where you are tonight. If you're starting to feel really steady and you want to pick that left foot up and place it on your calf, whoa, yeah, that's when it starts to get windy in here and start to wobble. So if you're choosing this option, think about the action, the dual action that's happening here. Pressing your left foot into your shin and placing the shin into your foot. So two things, two opposing forces And then maybe this is it, maybe this is where we stay. Or maybe start to grow branches of your tree. So finding a focal point is very helpful. Like I'm staring at something on that decoration that's on the wall back there. Something that your eyes can focus on. Think about elongating your spine. Shoulders down. Breathing deeply. Oh, yeah. And if you wobble, that's good. That means we're working. Three, two, and just lower that down and shake it off. Boy, I can tell I'm wobbly in here. It is wobbly. It's a wobbly night. All right, let's go to the other side. So weight to the left foot, and we'll start a little kickstand here. Maybe hands on the hips for a little stability. Find your focal point. And then when you're ready, pick up your foot and press it into your calf. Pressing the foot into calf and calf into foot. Good. And then when you're ready, add your branches. And breathe. It's kind of hard to worry about the past or the future when you're worried about falling on your side. This is why you can't do it. And this is how it's called a practice. Right? No matter how long you've been doing it, it's still a practice. Very good. 2, and nice work, ladies. I'm going to invite you to come to the wall and do your legs up the wall. So if you would like, and for folks at home, just bring yourself up close to the wall if you have some space. If you're at home and you have a block and you want to do a Viparita Karani using your block instead, with the block under the lower back, you're more than welcome to do that. Otherwise, you will bring your hips, I guess this will work on the camera. You'll bring your hips really close to the wall. And then when you get there, yep, good job. Swing those hips up just as gracefully as you can. Scoot your hips as close to the wall as you can get them. And then there you are in your Viparita Karani, legs up the wall. So this is a great way to start to come down. Actually, it's a great way to get ready for bed at night because it's beneficial for sleep. If you're suffering from any insomnia and you just want a good night's sleep. And breathe here. Maybe even placing your hands on your belly, just feeling the rise and fall of your breaths and being so grateful. So you can stay right here in this shape if this is serving you right now, or you could let your legs open out wide to a wide V, You get a little different stretch in the inner thigh. If you decide to open your legs out wide, try to relax control of them and just let gravity do the work here. You'll notice that your feet will start to fall closer towards the floor as the stretch intensifies on the inner thighs here, the inner quads. Still staying with the breath, still staying present in the room. And then, if you did decide to open your legs out wide, placing your hands on the outside of the knees there, gently return them to their starting position here. Pausing right here, back in Viparita Karate. And then again, choose to stay here. Or another nice stretch is to bend the knees out, but bring the soles of the feet to touch. So using the wall for our support here in this little Baddha Konasana. You can use your hands to gently press the knees away if you like, or not. And as you're here, again, try to let go of the control and let gravity do the work. You might notice that it brings your feet closer to the floor as you let go of the muscle control. And just let gravity do its job. And breathe. And then again, using the hands gently, bring these together as you re-extend. Pausing here again, over your legs up the wall. And then while we're here, we'll use the wall for our pigeon pose this evening. So if you want to do a different pigeon pose, traditional pigeon, you know how to do that, that's, of course, you're more than welcome to do that. But otherwise, here's what happens. Bend your left knee and bring the sole of the left foot towards the wall, right? It might be way up here, or it might be way down here. You'll see in a minute if you need to move your foot. So the knee is bent, and at least the heel of the left foot is resting on the wall. Then we're going to take this right ankle and cross it over this left knee. So here's where you're going to see that you might need to move that foot up the wall a little bit so you can get your right ankle crossed over your left knee. Keep this right foot flexed locked. And see if you feel this stretch out in the outer right hip here. If you do, then you're doing it right. If you don't feel anything happening out here, that's when you need to bring that left foot down closer towards the floor, and then it'll bring this stretch into this outer right hip. Keep this foot flexed a lot. Wall pigeon. And breathe. And then when you're ready, very gently, you might start to walk that left foot up a little bit, gently, so you can uncross, return your legs to extend, and your legs at the wall. And then we'll get that pigeon on the other side. So now you know what to expect. We're going to bend the right knee, bring that right heel at least to the wall, maybe the whole sole of the right foot, and then cross the left leg over. Keep this left foot flexed a lot. Move that right foot up and down the wall as much as you need to first of all get your leg crossed, and second of all feel this stretch of this outer left hip here. Keep your left foot flexed a lot. If anybody's not feeling this in their outer left hip, then they need to move their foot down closer to the floor. And then when you're ready, gently on the cross. One more full extension here. And then just as gracefully as you can, you're going to roll out of that shape and come to the center of the mat on your back. Go ahead and get yourself situated. Roll on back when you're ready. Bring the knees into your chest. A nice little squeeze. Rock back and forth. Good. And then plant the soles of the feet just where they can land. Pick up your hips and scooch them over to the right a little bit. We're going to cross the right leg over the left and let those knees fall towards the left. You might open your arms out to a T here and gaze over towards the right. So knees towards the left, gaze to the right in the supine twist. Uncross and realign yourself on your mat. Good. Then pick up your hips and scoot them over to the left. Cross your left leg over your right and let your hips fall towards the right. Gaze to the left. Breathing here. chest for one final hug, one final squeeze. And then comes the big part, second final shavasana. So that might be in a traditional shavasana shape, flat on your back with your legs extended out long and your arms alongside your body, maybe with the palms facing up. It's called corpse pose as well. If you have some other shape you'd like to be in, like maybe bending your knees or maybe bending your elbows and letting your arms come up overhead, that's okay too. Just let go, release, relax, enjoy the last few moments of peace and quiet, and just be. So relax this moment. Please leave me with this full body stretch. Eventually returning to some comfortable sleep just for a moment. Bring your hands to heart center. Thank you so much for joining me tonight and personal and allowing me to see tonight. Namaste. You're welcome.